A shocking new royal discussion is taking over social media after reports and commentary began circulating about Prince William's future role within the Commonwealth and growing support from key figures connected to Princess Diana's family. At the center of the conversation is a question that could shape the next generation of the monarchy. Is Prince William being prepared for an even bigger international role than anyone expected? Recent royal commentary has highlighted William's expanding responsibilities, while Earl Spencer, Princess Diana's brother, continues to attract attention whenever he speaks about the future of the royal family. Part 1: Why this royal discussion is suddenly making headlines. Recent royal commentary has highlighted William's expanding responsibilities, while Earl Spencer, Princess Diana's brother, continues to attract attention whenever he speaks about the future of the royal family. And according to many royal watchers, those two developments may not be unrelated. Because over the past few years, Prince William's role has changed dramatically. He is no longer viewed simply as the future king. Increasingly, he is being viewed as the working face of the monarchy itself. From international visits to diplomatic meetings and major state events, William's public profile has grown significantly. Many commentators believe King Charles has intentionally placed William in more visible leadership positions as the monarchy prepares for the future. That's why recent discussions surrounding the title of Governor-General and broader Commonwealth responsibilities have sparked so much interest. To be clear, no official announcement has confirmed Prince William as Governor-General of any Commonwealth nation. However, royal analysts argue that the growing speculation reflects something important. People increasingly see William as the monarchy's next global representative. And that's where Earl Spencer enters the story. Unlike many royal relatives, Earl Spencer occupies a unique position. He isn't a working royal. Yet he remains one of the most recognizable members of Princess Diana's family. Whenever he comments on royal matters, or appears supportive of William, people pay attention. According to several royal observers, Earl Spencer has often been perceived as protective of Diana's legacy. That legacy now lives most visibly through William and Harry. But in recent years, many commentators believe William has increasingly become the public symbol of Diana's charitable values, sense of duty, and connection with ordinary people. That's one reason discussions involving Earl Spencer and William often generate major interest online. Supporters see a continuation of Diana's influence. Critics see a carefully managed royal transition. Either way, the attention continues growing. Meanwhile, King Charles faces a challenge unlike any modern monarch. He must balance tradition with modernization. He must maintain stability while preparing the institution for future generations. And according to many royal commentators, William sits at the center of that plan. His popularity remains strong. His international recognition remains enormous. And his role continues expanding. That's why some royal analysts believe recent discussions are less about specific titles and more about something larger. A gradual transfer of influence. A gradual increase in responsibility. And a gradual introduction of William as the monarchy's leading global figure. If that's true, then the next few years could become some of the most important of William's royal career. Because every new responsibility brings him one step closer to the role he has been preparing for his entire life. And according to royal insiders, what happens next may reveal just how much confidence King Charles is placing in the future king. Part 2: The role many believe William is already preparing for. And according to royal insiders, what happens next may reveal just how much confidence King Charles is placing in the future king. Because whether people support the monarchy or not, one fact is difficult to ignore. Prince William's responsibilities have expanded dramatically over the last few years. When Queen Elizabeth II was alive, much of the public attention naturally focused on her. After her passing and King Charles's accession, however, William's position changed overnight. He wasn't simply a senior royal anymore. He became the Prince of Wales, the direct heir to the throne, and one of the most important figures in the entire institution. According to many royal commentators, that transition marked the beginning of a new phase. A phase where William would gradually take on larger leadership responsibilities both at home and internationally. That's why every overseas visit now receives enormous attention. Every diplomatic meeting, every state ceremony, every major speech. People are no longer evaluating William as a future leader. They are evaluating him as someone who is already functioning as one. Many analysts believe King Charles understands this reality better than anyone. At 76 years old, Charles spent decades preparing for kingship. No one understands the importance of preparation better than he does. That's why some commentators argue that William's growing visibility is not accidental. It's strategic. A long-term effort to ensure continuity within the monarchy. And according to royal observers, the Commonwealth may play a major role in that strategy. The Commonwealth remains one of the monarchy's most significant international connections. Dozens of nations, millions of citizens, and relationships that extend far beyond Britain itself. Maintaining those relationships requires trust, diplomacy, and visibility. Qualities that many supporters believe William possesses. That's one reason speculation continues growing whenever discussions emerge about expanded Commonwealth responsibilities. Again, no official announcement has confirmed any dramatic constitutional change. But many commentators believe the conversation itself reveals something important. People increasingly view William as the royal family's primary international ambassador. Meanwhile, another factor continues attracting attention. Public perception. According to numerous polls over recent years, William consistently ranks among the most popular members of the royal family. His image is often associated with stability, duty, family, and continuity. Those qualities matter enormously during periods of transition, especially when institutions are evolving. And that's exactly what the monarchy is doing right now. At the same time, Earl Spencer's reported support continues generating interest among royal followers. Because for many people, Diana's legacy remains deeply important. And whenever Diana's brother appears supportive of William, some royal watchers interpret it as symbolic. A sign that Diana's influence continues shaping the future of the monarchy through her eldest son. Whether that's a fair interpretation is open to debate. But it remains a powerful narrative, particularly among royal fans who continue viewing William as carrying forward many of the qualities that made Diana so admired around the world. According to commentators, that's one reason William's public appearances often generate unusually positive reactions. People aren't just seeing a future king. Many believe they are seeing a bridge between the monarchy's past and its future. A figure capable of preserving tradition while adapting to changing expectations. And if those observers are correct, then the discussion surrounding William's future role is about far more than titles. It's about leadership. It's about succession. And it's about the shape of the monarchy for decades to come. Because according to some royal analysts, the next chapter may reveal whether William is simply preparing to become king one day, or whether he is already emerging as the monarchy's most important public figure right now. Part 3: Why Earl Spencer's support is drawing so much attention. Because according to some royal analysts, the next chapter may reveal whether William is simply preparing to become king one day, or whether he is already emerging as the monarchy's most important public figure right now. And that's where Earl Spencer's role in this discussion becomes particularly interesting. For decades, Earl Spencer has occupied a unique place in royal history. As Princess Diana's younger brother, he has always been connected to the royal family, yet he remains outside the institution itself. That position gives him a perspective very few people possess. He's close enough to understand the pressures faced by royal family members, yet independent enough to speak with a level of freedom working royals simply don't have. That's why royal watchers pay close attention whenever his name appears alongside discussions involving Prince William. Many supporters believe Earl Spencer sees William as the strongest continuation of Diana's legacy. Not because William tries to imitate his mother, but because many of the qualities people admired in Diana appear in him naturally. His focus on mental health initiatives, his support for environmental causes, his emphasis on connecting with ordinary people, and his commitment to public service. These are all traits that royal commentators frequently compare to Diana's approach. According to many observers, William has spent years building an image centered on service rather than celebrity. That's a difficult balance in today's media environment. Every appearance becomes a headline. Every comment becomes news. Every family moment becomes public discussion. Yet William has generally managed to avoid many of the controversies that often dominate royal coverage. That's one reason his popularity remains strong among many sections of the public. Meanwhile, King Charles faces a delicate challenge. He must maintain the monarchy's relevance in a rapidly changing world. At the same time, he must protect centuries of tradition. That balancing act is not easy. And according to royal analysts, William increasingly appears to be playing a crucial role in that effort. Some commentators believe Charles is intentionally allowing William to take on more visible responsibilities. Not because Charles is stepping aside, but because preparing the next generation has always been part of the monarchy's long-term strategy. History shows that successful royal transitions rarely happen overnight. They happen gradually, carefully, and often years before the public fully realizes what's happening. That's why discussions surrounding William's future continue attracting attention. People sense change, even if they can't always identify exactly what that change looks like. At the same time, public interest in Diana's legacy remains remarkably strong. More than 2 decades after her passing, she continues influencing royal conversations around the world. And because William is her eldest son, many people naturally connect the two. Whenever Earl Spencer is perceived as supportive of William, some royal followers view it as a symbolic endorsement. A connection between Diana's family and the future of the monarchy. Whether that interpretation is accurate or not, it remains a powerful narrative. And powerful narratives often shape public perception. According to commentators, that's one reason William occupies such an important position today. He represents continuity. He represents stability. And for many supporters, he represents the future. But perhaps the most interesting question isn't whether William will eventually become king. Everyone already knows that. The real question is how much influence he will exercise before that day arrives. Because if recent trends continue, many analysts believe William's role may expand even further over the coming years. And if that happens, the monarchy could be entering a new era sooner than many people expect. Part 4: The future many royal watchers believe is already taking shape. And if that happens, the monarchy could be entering a new era sooner than many people expect. Because according to many royal commentators, the most revealing part of this story isn't any single headline. It's the pattern. A pattern that has become increasingly difficult to ignore. Over the past several years, Prince William has gradually become one of the most visible and trusted figures associated with the monarchy. State visits, international conferences, charity initiatives, diplomatic engagements, major national events. William's presence seems to be growing everywhere. And many analysts believe that's exactly what King Charles wants. Not because Charles is stepping away from his responsibilities, but because preparing the future has always been one of the monarchy's most important functions. The institution survives through continuity, through planning, and through ensuring that each generation is ready before the transition arrives. That's why many royal watchers see William's expanding role as part of a larger strategy. A strategy designed to strengthen confidence in the future monarchy. Meanwhile, public expectations continue evolving. Today's royal audiences often expect more accessibility, more visibility, and more engagement than previous generations demanded. William appears particularly well positioned to meet those expectations. His communication style is generally viewed as modern and approachable. His public image remains closely associated with family life, charitable service, and long-term causes. And according to many commentators, those qualities resonate strongly with younger audiences. That's increasingly important, because the future of any institution depends on its ability to connect with the next generation. At the same time, international attention surrounding William continues growing. Whenever he travels abroad, media coverage follows. Whenever he speaks on global issues, headlines appear around the world. And whenever he represents the monarchy on major occasions, many observers note how naturally he seems to occupy the role. That observation has fueled speculation that his influence may already extend beyond the traditional expectations of an heir to the throne. Not officially, not constitutionally, but symbolically. Many people already see him as a central figure in the monarchy's future direction. That's one reason discussions involving Commonwealth responsibilities and international representation continue attracting attention. Even when no formal announcements exist, the public conversation itself reveals growing expectations. People increasingly associate William with leadership, and leadership often becomes reality long before a title changes. Meanwhile, Earl Spencer's reported support adds another layer to the story. Because whenever Diana's family becomes connected to discussions about William's future, emotions inevitably follow. For millions around the world, Diana remains one of the most beloved figures in modern royal history. Her influence did not disappear. Instead, many supporters believe it lives on through the causes William champions and the approach he takes toward public service. That's why any perceived alignment between Earl Spencer and William attracts such intense interest. For many observers, it feels symbolic. A connection between Diana's legacy and the future of the crown. Whether that's the intention or not, the perception remains powerful. And perception matters, especially within institutions built on public trust. According to royal analysts, this may explain why William's role continues expanding naturally. People aren't simply waiting for him to become king. Many already view him as a leader. A leader who is increasingly helping define the monarchy's image both in Britain and abroad. And if that trend continues, the next chapter could become one of the most significant periods in modern royal history. Because the discussion is no longer about what William might do in the future. It's about what he's already doing now. And according to many observers, that difference changes everything. And according to many observers, that difference changes everything. Because when people stop talking about what a future king might become and start focusing on what he is already doing, it signals a major shift. For Prince William, that shift appears to be happening right now. Over the last several years, his responsibilities have expanded. His visibility has increased. And his influence inside the royal family appears stronger than ever. Whether attending state occasions, representing the monarchy abroad, or championing major charitable causes, William increasingly looks like a leader preparing for the next chapter. That's why discussions involving King Charles, Commonwealth responsibilities, and support from figures like Earl Spencer continue attracting so much attention. To many royal watchers, these developments are not isolated events. They are pieces of a larger picture. A picture showing a monarchy gradually preparing for the future. Supporters believe William represents stability during a period of change. They see someone who understands both tradition and modernization. someone capable of preserving the institution while adapting it to a new generation. Critics may disagree on certain aspects of the monarchy itself, but even many critics acknowledge William's growing importance within the royal structure. And that's what makes this moment so fascinating. Because history often moves gradually, the biggest changes rarely happen overnight. Instead, they happen through small steps. New responsibilities, new expectations, new opportunities to lead. And according to many commentators, William has been taking those steps for years. Meanwhile, Earl Spencer's perceived support continues fueling discussion because it carries emotional significance. For millions of people around the world, Princess Diana remains one of the most beloved members of the royal family in modern history. Whenever her brother's name becomes connected to William's future, many supporters view it as symbolic. A reminder that Diana's influence remains present. Not through headlines, not through nostalgia, but through the next generation. Through the causes William supports. Through the public service he performs. And through the future role he is expected to inherit. As for King Charles, many analysts believe his focus remains clear. Protect the institution, maintain stability, and prepare the future. If that assessment is correct, then William's growing profile isn't surprising at all. It's part of a long-term plan. A plan designed to ensure continuity for decades to come. Whether discussions about expanded international responsibilities eventually become reality remains to be seen. But one thing appears increasingly obvious. William's role is larger today than it was just a few years ago. And many observers believe it will continue growing. Because while Charles is the reigning monarch, the world is already paying close attention to the man expected to lead the monarchy next. The future king. The Prince of Wales. And according to many royal watchers, perhaps the most influential royal figure of the next generation. The coming years may determine exactly how that future unfolds. But if recent developments are any indication, Prince William's moment is already beginning. Do you believe Prince William is already taking on a larger leadership role within the monarchy? Do you think King Charles is gradually preparing William for greater international responsibilities? And what role do you think Earl Spencer's support plays in shaping public perception of William's future? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more royal family news, Prince William updates, King Charles developments, and exclusive royal analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.